Welcome to this edition of Hindsight is Horrifying, the show where three mostly normal and somewhat cynical adults discuss life as members of the TV generation. Now here are your hosts, Darth Jada, Jason Mitchell, and Adam B.
And it's off to an awkward and running start, Hindsighters.
Take three.
Take two.
All right, take two.
We've only tried it twice. We did this with American Psycho as well.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yes, we did.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know, actually, I often think that American Psycho and Brave Little Toaster are sort of
Very close.
cinematic
Very
cousins.
close,
really.
yes.
Maybe even in the same universe.
Yeah, so and just in case you were wondering
The
what
kid.
movie we're discussing this evening, it is
The master is
BLT, Brave Little Toaster. Not to be confused with bacon, lettuce, and tomato
Yes.
sandwich.
yeah.
But I purchased a toaster just for the event, and I found out while I was away, Jason molested the toaster.
The
Oh.
toaster made the first move.
All right. Well, if he did, that's okay.
I might need
He
to
always
leave.
wants to please the master.
I didn't plug him in.
Oh, God. This episode's going to make me cry.
It will.
It's going to backfire
will.
so hard.
Yeah, that's a survival instinct on our part.
I want to run right out that door. Okay. Well, yeah, so Hindsighters, you already know what movie we're talking about, which is terribly
BLT.
exciting. Yes, BLT, Brave Little Toaster. We're continuing on our attempts to make each other cry. So,
I did cry when I saw this.
I did too.
Because of the time that I'll never get
Exactly,
back.
exactly.
I wept openly.
My life is shorter now.
I love this woman.
Yeah.
you
She's
missed me so
she's
hard while you were on
understanding.
vacation.
Yes, I did. I missed you both very, very much.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What is life
And you
expectancy
too,
now?
of course.
Oh, yes. Anyway, so yes, we're discussing Brave Little Toaster, one of Darth's favorites from her childhood. And of course, like with so many movies, Hindsighters, that we loved when we were children, you grow up and you watch this movie and you realize just how emotionally scarring it really was.
Yep. I realize that I have about 320,000 hours left until I die.
Based on what scale? Did
Life
you
expectancy, just, male life expectancy, U.S., all that stuff.
Did you factor in diet or anything specific?
Oh, no,
or
then it
just
would be
literally-
like half of this.
That's wishful thinking that
Yeah.
he's working on right now.
This is the top end of the spectrum.
Well, you know what helps is not molesting toasters or electronic appliances
He
in
made
general.
the first move. I wasn't going to be rude.
It's a he. That's good to know.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, he would not mess with a female toaster.
Come on, man. What are you, weird?
Yeah, come on.
I'm a 21st century guy.
Oh, excuse me, toaster.
Now, before we get too far, though,
Yes, we have to give a shout out
we
to
do.
our biggest and most beloved fan, Angel. Angel, Darth was talking to you on Facebook earlier today, and we're all so sorry. Darth, Jason, and Adam want to extend their condolences. We know you lost a friend, and you had to attend a funeral today for said friend, and we're thinking about you.
seriously, yeah.
We always appreciate you. You're so attentive and amazing to us all the time. We just want you to know that you're on our hearts, and we're so sorry for your loss.
Our number one fan.
Absolutely.
That's you.
Absolutely. And hopefully, we can make you, make you smile a little
How
bit.
about a toast?
Yes.
Cheer to Angel.
Cheers.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Salud.
Our buddy in
Salud.
Texas. Absolutely, friend. So we're so sorry. We love you and we appreciate you, and you're just on our hearts and on our minds right now. So just know that.
Yeah. And it's kind of fitting almost. You picked a movie that to me is actually only really memorable because of the people we've lost who were in this movie.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
I knew
Very
that
true.
I knew that this would strike a chord with you, Jason, and I know that part of the challenge is to make each other cry right now. So one of the people that you loved most from Saturday Night Live is
Phil Hartman. Yeah. And not just from SNL. I love Phil Hartman. From
No,
Wayne's World, News Radio. I mean,
from so many things, Jingle All the Way.
actually, I just realized I was looking in the IMDb page. I didn't realize Mindy Sterling is in this. And Mindy Sterling...
Explain.
Well, I'm going to show you a picture.
Go for it.
Do you
Make sure that you're putting it on camera this time.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Mindy Sterling, of course.
Yeah.
So many
behave.
Frau Farbissina.
Bring in the
Farbissina.
Farbissina.
Bring in the testa!
who is now a regular on the Goldbergs.
Oh,
I've not seen the Goldbergs.
She's
but
great.
I know
You
like
really
that
need
show.
to. Yeah.
If she's on
Mindy
it now,
was
I'll
on
watch
here.
it.
What role did she have in this BLT?
She was credited as. Hang on, sorry.
Flower number 3
/ Two-Face Sewing.
You did pay attention to this movie.
I did. I did.
Look at you. We're listening. It's
Well,
okay.
this movie was. Oh no, it wasn't.
Well,
I thought it was directed by Jerry Reed.
No, it's Jerry Reese.
That's just some Welsh asshole.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Jerry Reed. That would have been cool.
Well, before we fall down the rabbit hole too much further, we have to give another shout out, Hindsighters, because we just had a birthday on the show.
Oh, yes. It's my birthday again.
Yes.
I know. No matter how hard you try, it just happens every damn
Yes.
year.
Well, that's better than the alternative. I
That's
can tell
true.
you that.
To a point.
So I have something special to say for Mr. Brown, to give him a shout out. He just turned 30.
Aww.
I know he's very sensitive about his age right now.
A little bit, yeah.
It's to the point
Yep.
where he was even upset with Jason and me for wishing him a happy birthday, Hindsighters. And
Keep it a secret.
Just so you know, Mr. Brown, I know maturity comes with its challenges, but it also comes with, the returned, reminder.
She said returned.
I did.
Yeah.
She's an English major.
See, when I hear mature now, I just think of porn.
Ew.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to be nice here.
Amateur, mature.
Hold on.
Oh, there's
sorry.
different
Yeah, yeah.
categories.
The point is,
Yes.
Mr. Brown, I know maturity comes with its own challenges, but to us, you'll always be funny. You'll always be charming, handsome, intellectual, all of those wonderful things. And most importantly to me, you will always be my favorite Norwegian cheesesteak.
I knew there'd be a
What?
punchline eventually.
Okay, I hate to say this. I hate to be the guy saying I don't know, but
It's from our Cobra episode. What is wrong with you?
Yes.
Sly Stallone is the Italian stallion, and Mr. Brown is the Norwegian cheesesteak.
okay, all right,
Yes.
okay.
If he watched our podcast,
I don't watch
he
this
would
show.
know that.
I don't watch any of this.
Happy birthday, Mr. Brown.
Thank you very much. No, I do appreciate it. I try to avoid them.
Had to do it. I had to
Yes.
do it.
I know. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, and
Happy
you know,
birthday.
and
Cheers
you know,
to the Norwegian cheesesteak.
Absolutely.
on the same day that you were celebrating your, not dying in the previous year,
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
my wife, on the same day.
And my niece.
Yeah, I know, but they don't know.
And who cares?
She turned a particular birthday.
I know. I was never going to announce that because she's a lady, and that's even
She's
more
a lady.
sensitive.
She turned 40.
Jason.
He can mention it.
No, and
She's his chattel.
She is absolutely I long
It's
for
from Shakespeare. It's from Shakespeare.
I long for the days when women were property and property was cheap. Anyway, yeah, she turned 40 and she's totally stoked. Like it's not like it used to be. 40 really kind of I'm starting to learn.
It's
is-
the new
It
24,
really,
actually.
yeah, I mean,
Did you ever look at your grandmother's yearbook? You're like, holy shit, they're 50 years old at 18.
exactly, yeah.
I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to 40 for the same reason because I think it's for
Well, that's in
different
what, 15 more years?
20 more years actually. But
Yes.
Yeah, you wish.
I do. No, but seriously, I'm actually looking forward to 40 genuinely because I finally
40's
think,
awesome.
I finally think that the personality will match the exterior. And not that I'm hoping to age anymore.
Like the carpet and the curtains.
Ew.
Ew. I like when she does that.
Ew.
I'm sorry.
I don't have anything for that. Do I have a sound effect
No,
for
I don't
that?
think you do.
I don't
Give me a Christian. No.
that's what I'm saying. I don't even know if I have a Christian
No.
Bale for this. Here. No.
There you
Okay,
go.
that's all I can do.
Nailed
Yeah, there
it.
you go.
Yeah.
No, but I think 40 will actually really match my personality.
Yeah.
Because when people are like, all the grown-ups in my life have always told me, they were like, you were born a surly 40-year-old.
Well, I have a friend of mine who he turned 40 about 30 years ago. And he told me when I turned 40.
Is this AJ?
No.
Oh, okay.
Who's AJ?
Monsieur Lejeune.
No, that's LJ.
LJ, sorry,
LJ.
sorry, LJ. Sorry.
I have a friend of mine, and he said, "Here's the thing about turning 40. that's when you start accruing emotional fuck you money, because you're a 40-year-old person. So that's when you can say to anybody who says, well, I think you should do this. You go, fuck
No.
you, asshole. I'm 40. I'm going to make my own decisions.
Jerry Seinfeld has the same joke in one of his most recent stand-ups. He's like, when you're 60 and you're a guy, you can just say, no. Like, Jerry, you got to see this. No.
No, fuck you.
Like, that's it. But, so there's a movie. And
but the
neither of the boys want to discuss it,
The
hindsighters.
master wants us to watch the movie.
I'm the master for this episode.
mistress,
I'm the madam. I prefer madam.
Madame.
So anyway,
Reminds me of an
hindsighters.
interesting story
Shush.
that I'm not going to tell you right now.
The synopsis.
Yes.
So we're watching The Brave Little Toaster, and it's a 1987 movie where the film was directed by Jerry Rees, as we discovered so roughly from Jason.
How disappointing.
The film is set in a world where domestic appliances and other electronics come to life, pretending to be lifeless in the presence of humans. So it's the appliance version of Toy Story. And
It is Toy Story.
yeah, before Toy Story ever happened.
Well,
the story. Hold on.
it's-
The
yeah.
story focuses on 5 anthropomorphic household appliances, which consist of a toaster, a lampstand, a blanket, a radio, and a vacuum cleaner. Who
and a
go on
vibrator.
And a rabbi.
who go on a quest for their owner. So
Just if there was a vibrator.
Where's the master? Where's the master?
Darth is going to focus on her notes.
No, it's just,
Easy Norwegian cheesesteak.
it's like a fleshlight.
Is that what you had to say during your sexy movies? And I'm wondering.
Yes.
No, you can't come with us on this trip. Why not?
It's so funny because Mr. Brown brought his own appliance to this particular episode. So
He did. He did.
Am I on camera now?
Yes.
Brand new toaster. Yes. I was thinking it's about taking a sledgehammer to it to show what the brave little toaster had to go through
Yes. Yeah.
But then I wouldn't be able to return it to Walmart by the end of the day.
This is true, and that's what's crazy is that like all of the appliances are apparently boys because they're referred to as fellows, guys, whatever throughout the movie. The only character that's actually voiced by a girl is the toaster, so the star of the movie. And but she's still referred to as a boy in the movie. So that being said, we've skipped through a lot of stuff with our shout outs and whatnot, which is fine. But Jason, we're about to focus on Phil Hartman pretty hard here for a second because he's the HVAC, he's the air conditioner.
Yeah.
And he's very sensitive to the fact that he is stuck in the wall, quote unquote.
It's a very, very nightmarish kind of scenario because you think like, okay, if appliances were alive,
What would they think about?
I mean, like the toaster's free. It can go where it wants. It can hop around. But
Depending on when the cord is or isn't working.
Well, that's true. That's
which
true.
in this movie is kind of iffy.
But I mean, like, if this movie was about, if it was realistic and like they had a garbage disposal, it's a thing that eats waste and it can't go anywhere, and the master really doesn't care about it.
See, that's the thing.
Very depressing. Very depressing.
Well, that's what the movie comes down to, is that you have to wonder why certain appliances are deemed treasured and some aren't. So the HVAC, Phil Hartman, his whole argument is that the master, so the little boy, his name is Rob, you come to find. Rob is not tall enough, or has never been tall enough to reach the dials on the air conditioner, so he was never able to like adjust or play with the air conditioner in any way, shape, or form. But even the 5 appliances that have the closest attachment to the master, only 3 of them really, even in my head, and I love this movie as a kid, even in my head, only 3 of them have a legitimate claim to the master. So the strongest claim is Blanky, because he snuggles with the Blanky every single night. That makes sense.
Yeah,
maybe the lampstand, who he's replaced the bulb.
That's
and
true, because when I was a kid, I really loved the lamp.
See, that's
in
what I'm
my
saying.
house.
It weakens.
I was so affectionate towards the lamp.
But once that's what I'm saying is
movie
after
makes
the
no
blank.
sense.
You touched it every day.
I did. I did.
Along with other things.
Yes.
Well, it says the man who bought a toaster for
But
this
I'm literally
episode.
attached to those things.
Yes, literally. Yeah.
Ew.
La, 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 la,
You're
la.
gonna hear that a lot today.
Let's
I
talk
hope you're
about
excited.
Yes.
let's talk about Joe Ranft.
Sure.
Okay, Joe, because this movie is, in a very real sort of way, it's kind of the prototype Pixar movie.
Yes. It was Toy Story before Toy Story. Like, that's literally what happened.
Yeah, I mean, you had people, and Joe Ranft is the guy that I think of because he was a super talented voice actor, very talented writer. He was a very creative guy.
So tell the hindsiders who this is. For those of them who might not know.
Well, in the movie, he was, he played...
I can pull up my IMDb.
Yeah,
Hang on.
Joe Ranft played...
Elmo St. Peters.
Yes. Elmo St. Peters. But Joe Ranft died very, very young. He was in a car accident. If you've seen the Toy Story movies, he was Wheezy,
Yeah.
the penguin.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I remember the tribute to him.
Wheezy was a wonderful character. But
A couple of people have died from Toy Story, including Ernest. And,
Jim Varney.
Don
Jim
Rickles.
Varney.
Yeah, Jim Barney. And, yeah.
Piggy? Was he the pig?
Yeah, he was the piggy bank. Yep.
John Lasseter, who is not dead, but who was part of this movie, John Lasseter went on to become basically the driving force behind most of the Pixar movies that we love. You know, he directed Toy Story, I think he directed the first 3 Toy Stories. I don't know if he directed the 4th one, because by then he had some problems, you know, that came to light.
Personal issues, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he had a little bit of, you know, some issues.
He was supposed to direct using a mix of the hand-drawn animation and computer animation, but it ended up being too expensive, and so he was let go. So that was another problem that arose with this.
Well, and this movie, you know, stylistically, thematically, it has a lot of, you know, ties to Toy Story, but it also has sort of a productions, you know, if they had computers back then, they would have done it. They would have done Toy Story here. Yeah. They didn't have that ability, so they did it as a traditional hand-drawn animation.
Right.
And they kind of scrambled because John Lovitz, for instance, who plays who?
Radio.
John Lovitz.
He recorded everything that he had in one day.
Yeah. Why?
Because he was going to be on SNL.
Yeah. He got the job on SNL. They said, "We want you in New York tomorrow." And so he said, "Well, I'm going to leave this movie."
Yeah, he was about to ditch the project, and they begged him to stay around. They were like, "If you could just, we'll get it all done in one day." They made it as snappy as possible.
And he has a great voice in here.
He has
love
so
John
many
Lovitz.
good quotes. Like
John Lovitz is one of my favorite.
He is wonderful.
Yeah,
he's fantastic.
I mean, he's the critic.
But continue with your story, so we don't get.
He's a pathological liar too.
Yeah. Well,
and Subliminal Man, I believe.
Oh yeah.
No. That's Kevin, Mr. Subliminal.
Kevin
Nealon. Kevin
Nealon.
Oh,
Kevin
okay,
Nealon.
That's right.
Get it together.
I still use that bit every now and then. It's a great bit.
You've done it on our show before. It wasn't so subliminal when you tried it.
It's a little more overt.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't really all that subliminal at the time. You know.
Exactly. So, Jason, continue with your story.
Yes, we're listening.
With Joe Ranft. But hang on, I wanted to look something up because I actually found out an interesting piece of SNL trivia.
No, that's okay. So I'll continue on. So what's happening, hindsiders, is that the appliances are feeling abandoned because their master, he's this little boy that they grew up with. And that's what I sort of left off on, is the fact that Blanky should have the strongest relationship with the master. He snuggles with him in bed. That makes sense. Then maybe the lamp, and then maybe the radio, then maybe Toaster, and then maybe Kirby. What little boy do you know that's actually vacuuming?
Well, what little boy hasn't experimented with a vacuum hose? You know,
there's no hose on Kirby, you perv.
Not anymore.
Ew. Thanks, Archer.
No, because his mom had to take it away.
Oh God.
He's pounding down.
Go for it.
I always thought that was Richard Petty. Which doesn't even merit a
doesn't even
response,
merit
Mother.
No, I found out an interesting piece of Saturday Night Live trivia. It's not really. It's kind of sad. Do you remember Jan Hooks?
Of course, she dated Kevin Nealon for the longest time.
Big friend.
You ignorant slut.
Yeah, Jan Hooks.
No, that's Jane Curtin.
That's Jane Curtin. Yeah. Jan Hooks.
I had to do it.
Projecting a little bit.
Yeah, big friend with Phil Hartman.
Now you're projecting.
In fact, when Phil Hartman died, and when they did the tribute on Saturday Night Live to Phil Hartman, Jan Hooks, I mean, I remember watching that. When she started to cry, I started to cry. It was so sweet. When Jan Hooks passed away, though, do you know where Jan Hooks is buried?
I do not.
No, I don't either.
Cedartown, Georgia.
Right next to Phil Hartman? Like, wait, no, sorry, I'm seeing it on your search.
How far is it from here? Should we go visit her grave?
I was actually
do it.
I was actually about to say that Cedartown is not far from here.
Oh.
Cedartown, Georgia is. If we wanted to visit there, we could be there in less than an hour.
Then we're going.
Okay.
Done. I visited Andy Kaufman's grave in Long Island.
What?
I took a train out there, hiked out there, and it was amazing. Yeah. We can go when we go to New York.
Thank you very much.
I wonder if he's actually buried there.
When we go
That's
to New
the
York.
question.
Yeah, that's the question.
Apparently, I'm going to New York, Hindsighters. I'm just not aware of it
Get your
yet.
shit together.
Yes.
Come on, Darth. Get scuba certified. Go to New
What does
York.
New York have to do with scuba
We're going to
surfing?
we got
reenact
a
Death
list.
Wish with you.
We have a list of things that you've got to do.
I thought of both of you today. You just
have
said
to go
Death
to-
Wish. No, hold on.
Okay.
Because Jerry Seinfeld, I was rewatching Seinfeld earlier today, and Jerry was talking about how he's not like a master of conflict. And he was like, I'm not like the Charlie Bronson where your family gets wiped out and then you just go and kill everybody. Because what they tell you to live, the best revenge is to live your best life, right? So you go out and it's like, Charlie, have you ever thought about like just going out and getting a nice caddy and like getting a good suit and then just living your best life as opposed to wiping everybody? Forget the 357.
No, I
And
never
I was
thought
like-
of that.
I was like, yeah.
Speaking of Seinfeld, I have a bombshell
Oh no.
about Seinfeld.
Oh, no. Is it going to make us sad?
There
Is it
is
going to
a
make us
movie.
cry?
This
during
might make
movie?
you. This might make you cry.
There is a movie.
Somebody did a 3D rendering of Seinfeld's apartment.
And it's impossible, isn't it?
They found out it is here. I'm going to put it up. Here you
Where
go.
they can see it if the camera's looking
Look
at
at
it.
that. It's Seinfeld's apartment. If you see it can't exist. The hallway outside cannot exist.
That's a
The
lot.
magic of film.
Larry David, you broke my heart.
You bastard. So there's a movie.
Oh, right.
So what's
she
happening-
keeps bringing us back,
I
reeling
know,
us
right?
in.
I'm going to make you cry one way or the other, gentlemen. So what happens is the appliances decide to go out and find the master because
You can't say that.
they go out and decide to find Rob.
The master.
Rob. That's
Okay.
his name. So
Ooh.
they go out.
Is Rob a tough master?
He robs the master. Anyway, the toaster, the lamp, the radio, the blankie, and Kirby the vacuum, aka Tony the tiger.
And Franny the flashlight.
Yeah, what is Tony the Tiger's name? A name I can never remember. Help me out here, Darth Jader.
I don't know. Lord Byron.
And it's amazing.
Lord Byron.
It's amazing how they got Kirby, who is alternating current, to suddenly run on direct current.
Yeah.
So they got a big battery, hindsighters, so that they could travel outside of the house.
Well, they've got an inverter also.
Well,
That's right.
They got
Rectum fryers or rectifiers.
That's the lack of logic in this movie is the fact that the cords on the appliances don't always apply. Sometimes sometimes the appliances can, move around on their own. Sometimes they require an energy source. That doesn't make any sense. I'll give you that. But it's Thurl Ravenscroft, a.k.a.
Yes.
Tony the Tiger.
The greatest name ever.
Thurl.
He voices
THURL.
He voices Kirby, and the one.
Can you imagine going to a restaurant? Can I have a name for the party? Yes.
Ravenscroft.
Thurl Ravenscroft.
Let's go to Genya and give them that name.
Yes, okay.
Thurl.
Yes. Next, when we go to Ginya, Thurl Ravenscroft.
A local restaurant in downtown Alpharetta. We didn't give you that tip. Don't go there. It's where the cool kids hang out.
It is.
But yeah, so
Now, we are actually at a point where we do need to take a break.
Okay, what I will break on is the fact that Thurl Ravenscroft, he is the vacuum, he's Kirby, and he thinks that grass is shag carpeting. And with these older
shag. I love it.
You've missed me for far too long, apparently.
I have, yes.
So he doesn't actually turn on his shag. What do you even call it? Like where
Shag setting.
Yeah, his shag setting until they hit these.
You don't want the grass to get caught in your teeth.
You know what? Never mind my point, hindsighters.
Speaking
We're
of
going to take a
shagging.
break. No, we're going to take a break. We'll be back. This is
When we're
hindsight.
back, we're going to tell you about a new automobile that was purchased
Yes.
by one of
Yes.
our peeps.
We are.
We'll be back in a
Hercules,
few
Hercules.
seconds.
We'll be back in approximately 1 second.
And
We're back.
we're back.
We're back.
In
They'll get over
the brave
Babe.
little toaster, who's very brave because this is the movie where he finally comes to term with his sexuality.
Yes.
Who?
Whoever, the brave
BT.
guy. Who's brave? The toaster?
Well, okay, that's
He's
a
the
good,
gay one.
You know
He's
what?
the gay one.
The brave little toaster is the one who's voiced by a woman. I will give you that.
What is her name?
Her name is Deanna Oliver.
I know a story about Deanna Oliver,
Do you really?
and I suspect you know the same story.
Oh,
Did you hooked up with her in college?
I wish. No. Do you know the story about her son?
John Oliver.
Oh, God. Really?
I have no idea. I just threw that out.
should I know this?
Oliver
No.
Twist.
Her son is in the service.
Oh yeah. Oh yep.
You know the story?
Autographs.
It's you tell the story.
There better be a happy ending to this.
So her son, I don't know. I don't think I know it in the same detail that you do, Jason. But
I think you know it about as much as I do.
Deanna Oliver's son is in the United States military. I don't know what branch. I don't know a lot about it.
I think it's the Coast Guard.
Okay.
And when you're here, you're family.
Yes, to the point where people come up to Deanna Oliver and they ask her for autographs, like on their toasters. So the weirdos, such as Mr. Brown, who travel with their own toasters, come up and ask for autographs. And
When her son was going to Afghanistan, and she came, and I think she said some words, I guess, even though.
she might have had a speech or something at some gathering.
And
who
you're
knows?
absolutely correct. Other service members
Came up
showed
and
up
asked her
with
for autographs.
toasters, asking her to autograph their toasters.
Aw, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and it's a very sweet thing, and she did it. More to the point, she was a person who played a tiny little role in a movie, an animated movie.
Not a tiny little role. There were multiple movies. This is a movie franchise.
Well, there's Brave Little Toaster. Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars.
Brave Little Toaster to the Rescue.
Okay,
Brave Little Toaster does Dallas.
true.
Oh, God.
That's the underrated one. Do you know? Wait, but wait a
underrated
minute.
one.
But wait a minute.
Yes.
Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars. Do you know who played?
I'm sure I don't.
I'm afraid to ask. Who?
When they went to Mars, they found a NASA rover that had broken down. And do you know who played that rover?
Do tell.
Please tell us.
DeForest Kelly. Yes.
Naturalmente.
Dr. McCoy. Dr. McCoy played in Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars, which, in my opinion, the superior of the two movies.
Really?
Whoa.
Controversial, I know.
It's worth a
Shots
look.
fired.
It's worth a look.
Controversial. All right. I will probably be canceled for saying this.
Cancel culture.
Yes.
I'm going to be working the soundboard next week.
Yes.
Sorry.
But I would say Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars is the superior of the two movies. There.
Wow.
Discuss.
Which is weird because we're about to, we're coming upon a very poignant moment in the movie of the original Brave Little Toaster.
When the kid dies?
No, nobody dies in Brave Little Toaster.
Not
Calm-
even the
calm down.
toaster.
Yeah.
That's where tears began to flow.
No. That is not true. Someone does die.
Kirby?
No. You know who dies?
Not the air conditioner.
Lampy?
No.
No, Lampy doesn't die either.
No.
I have a question for you. Can you get your device under control, Mr. Mitchell? That'd be great.
Silence that thing.
That poor
He
device.
is now
we go.
the fleshy appendage of his device. That's all he's worth.
Yeah, seriously. I have nomophobia. No, somebody does die in the later scenes in the movie
Do tell.
in the wrecking yard. There is a fucking car.
Mini
like-
cars.
No, but there's one that's like, yay, I'm going to kill myself. And he goes into the wrecking machine.
Yeah, he does. He commits suicide.
What the ever-loving fuck?
Yeah, it's well, okay. So to loop it back to a positive note. So the appliances go through so many challenges throughout this movie. So, gentlemen, I have to ask you, who's the bravest appliance amongst the five? So think about it. Anyway, think about it.
Bunny rabbit.
Number one, Lampy. Because Lampy sacrifices himself when they're in the middle of the forest to charge the battery. Because hindsighters, we didn't really cover this. Power cords are sort of important in this movie and
They're
sort
optional.
of not. Yeah, they're optional.
Optional power cords.
So that being said, the way that the appliances decide to travel is that Kirby pulls them on a wheelie chair that's attached to a battery that is like duct taped to said chair, while the rest of the appliances sit on top of the chair. And so to find the Blanky, who is sheltering the rest of the appliances during a rainstorm, he gets blown away during the wind and it's horrible and they're looking for Blanky. Oh no, where'd you go? But hold on.
Okay.
So Lampy sacrifices himself. He plugs himself into the battery to recharge the battery because it's running out of charge. He gets shot at by lightning and bursts his bulb, and that's like a fate worse than hell for him because that's his whole purpose. That's his whole purpose, though, is to have his little,
Bulb.
his little bulb glowing for the master so that the master can read.
The bravest, in my opinion,
But we're not through that, though. So
Blanky.
okay, but hold on. But there's Kirby, who also does the Waterfall Rescue.
Oh, I
Because
remember that.
he
Yeah.
jumps into straight water as a vacuum to rescue the rest of the appliances. And then there's the toaster herself. Well, he's a boy in the movie, but toaster
He's LGBT. LGB,
TQ.
He's binary.
lesbian, bacon, tomato, and whatever.
Anyway, Toaster throws himself into the trash compactor gears in order to save the master from getting his hand crushed. So not all of the appliances, but you say Blanky, and I don't have why
say
Blanky, Jason?
My opinion, every character in the movie is a nominally grown-up, mature character.
Except for Blanky.
Yes.
Blanky's
a baby.
Blanky's a baby who's like terrified of everything. The whole world is absolutely horrific.
Except for the truly horrendous things that happen to him, like when they get sucked into the mud. Even Toaster's like, unplug yourself, Blanky, get away. And Blanky's like, I'm not scared, even though he's being sopped into the mud. And it's just so heartbreaking.
I ain't scared, bitch. Fuck
he just says, I'm not scared. But
the solar opposites are looking for the master.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Kirby, the toughest of them all, the vacuum, aka Tony the Tiger, he's got the deep voice and he's so tough and cranky, but he's the softest amongst them all.
Sorry. Yummy alack. You need to watch Solar Opposites.
I've seen Solar Opposites.
Okay.
Season 2.
Is it on Netflix?
I haven't seen the newest
Hulu.
one.
Oh, Hulu. All right.
Season 2,
It's good.
they
It's
rip
the Rick and Morty people.
they rip on
Well, one of them.
Hulu so much.
Yeah, they
It's
do.
so awesome.
Do they still have like the hamster cage of tiny people?
Oh my God.
Or they escaped
The
last
Wall?
season? Yeah. Okay.
Oh no, The Wall is totally
Let's not
a thing.
ruin it for the viewers. But
Brave Little Toaster.
But we're going to ruin Brave Little Toaster for the viewers.
well, that's the point of this episode, gentlemen.
Yes.
So
Don't watch it.
don't listen to him,
No.
Hindsighters. It's a fantastic
The Holy
movie.
Mountain is actually better.
I'm scared. See, this is where I might need that hug, is where when we watch The Holy Mountain, because I hear that despite the fact that Jason actually keeps a picture of my dog in his own office, there are dogs that died in the Holy Mountain for the Holy Mountain, and
It's almost 3 hours long.
you know my collection of knives, right?
Yes.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to make you
fine.
look like those dogs.
That's fine.
That's what I'm
That's
gonna
fine. When you watch The Holy Mountain, everything in your life before is
Yeah.
like that was the fake stuff.
It's
After
garbage.
you've seen The Holy Mountain, your eyes are open.
It's garbage. But
Yes,
so
it is garbage. Actually,
So-
yes.
you see the relationship between certain appliances and the master going through this movie, because there is a movie, Hindsighters.
But you see, no, I don't think the master cares.
Yes, he does.
I see.
He went back for them
He does. He goes
went back.
He does. He goes back for them.
and then searches.
But
In a junkyard.
I don't really think that. I think the level of commitment on the appliances part is way, way, way higher.
Well, of course it is, because think about the relationship. That's what I brought up earlier in the episode, is the fact that I don't know why the movie is based around the toaster. And despite the fact that this is one of my very favorites from my childhood.
That's a good point.
Now, okay, we're at a poignant part
Oh,
of
the
the movie.
nightmare scene,
Yeah, the nightmare scene where the
which
toaster.
was cut out. By the way, they cut this entire scene.
Yeah, the producers and
Yeah.
like everybody, the big wigs did not like this scene where honestly the toaster has
With
a
the
nightmare.
clowns splooging all
Clowns
over
are
everybody.
scary.
Yeah.
They are.
It's like Killer Clown from the Little
Yes,
Toaster.
and his semen that turns into forks.
Ew.
And
So what happens, Hindsighters? I'm not doing it for you.
I just
again.
like when you go, ew. I don't know
So,
why.
The toaster has a genuinely
endearing.
frightening nightmare where he dreams that he's burning the toast, and that's already a bad thing in and of itself. But then the smoke grabs the master when because the master's now grown, he's in college, but the appliances remember him as a little boy.
Yeah.
So the smoke grabs the master by the middle and then turns into a clown, and then it gets even more horrifying because the clown is like holding the toaster over a bathtub full of water.
Oh,
it's awful.
that's the worst way to go.
It's genuinely horrifying.
is it ever really explained in the movie? And this is a very honest question. Like, they remember the master
As a little boy.
As a little boy. Uh-huh. And there seems to be a big gulf between little boy and where he is.
Yes, because they live at his vacation cottage. It's not like a main
yeah, okay.
place where
Clearly
Rob
doesn't go
stays.
every year.
Right.
Yeah.
Long hiatus from the vacation house.
Yeah.
So what? It's like a vacation house in New Jersey, or
The Catskills.
Okay. We're going into the Catskills. But no, so you come to find you have to understand that Rob's family owns the cottage because there's somebody in the beginning where Blanky flips out and he's like, there's a car, and so all the appliances sort of stack up on top of each other to see like if the master is coming back in his car. And then there's a for sale sign that gets hammered into the front yard. So it's clearly the master's and his parents' house. But that's a question that I came up with when I was rewatching this as an adult because because later you find out. So the master, like the appliances remember him as a little boy, like you said, Jason. And then now Rob is like in his 20s or like, late teens where he's going to college.
he's come out of the closet. He's with a man.
No, he's with a woman named Chris.
Named Chris.
He's transitioning.
Yes.
He's slowly
And
transitioning.
it's an urban relationship
Yes.
because
Yes.
He's a ginger. He has
Yeah.
no soul. Who cares?
They live in Brooklyn.
But God, you derailed the hell out of me. You come to find that he and his parents did own the property, but he goes back to get the toaster, the lamp, the vacuum, and stuff for his new college dormitory. But and I forget where we were going with this.
Only you could remember that.
I don't actually.
We were
remember
never
either.
on that train. Yes.
But they did own the properties, so even Kirby the Vacuum, aka Tony the Tiger, is like, oh, well, who cares? We're going to have a new master now soon anyway. Like, it doesn't matter. And
Tony the Tiger, whose real name was
Thurl Ravenscroft.
there you go.
Thurl Ravenscroft.
I don't even have to
Greatest
look.
name. There needs to be.
I'm going to legally change my name.
Yes.
I'm Darth Jader, and that's
Yeah.
a pretty badass name. I'm going to change my name.
I think
Thurl
that we
Ravenscroft.
should. I think we should start a petition. The next of the USS Ford class,
Oh, my.
USS Thurl Ravenscroft.
Is that what I should have named the Dodge? Maybe.
Yes.
Oh, shoot.
I should have named. Yeah.
Oh, because hindsighters. Maybe we haven't announced
Here we
this
go.
yet.
Here we go. We were
Guess what
talking about
happened?
shagging before.
The
Yes.
Shagwa.
Someone's got a shagware. Tell us the story.
As you all know, for 4 years, I've had Gunter. Gunter was a very good car. He was a Mercedes C350 4MATIC. But I got rid of him.
With zero remorse.
He disposed of
because
Gunter.
Gunter's warranty ran out.
Poor bastard.
Yeah.
That poor appliance.
No,
His
seriously.
master gave up on him.
He's in the
Yeah,
junkyard
seriously,
now,
yeah.
waiting for Master to come back.
Oh no!
No, he's German. No, but he's German. If he is in a junkyard, he's going, this is fine. I am German.
This is my destiny.
Yeah. No, what happened was I went to the car wash. I went to the car wash in my Mercedes. And I go through the car wash, which is like a once a week kind of enjoyable thing for me. I drive out of the car wash, and then water begins to come
It's
through
raining inside the car.
Yeah, inside the car, water begins to pour from the speakers, from the
Gunther.
everything.
Oh no.
And I look at my thing and I realize, oh, my warranty ran out last month. Well, it's time to get a new car. So I went to CarMax
Like you do.
and I found one of the 6 in the entire country.
God help us.
There were only 6 Jaguar F-Types.
Jaguar.
And so now
Jaguar.
I own a Jag.
He does.
And it is a nice looking car. Like it's got a wide
I
wheelbase.
love it. I
I was
literally
checking out its rear end.
And hindsighters, Jason thinks that Darth Jader is stupid because now.
No, I don't.
What? Hold
What?
on. Have I gotten to the end of my?
But I don't think you're stupid, though.
Hold on.
It's a part of the bit.
Okay, fine.
Let her finish.
All girls want to do is finish, Jason. Jesus. So
Phrasing.
anyway,
True.
so
Takes a while.
Yeah, fair enough.
we're like diesel
Particularly if men
engines.
keep intervening. We keep trying to put in our 2 cents. Let her finish on her own.
Let her finish.
She's best that way.
Anyway, there was a movie at some point.
No,
No,
No, you can't finish. No, you gotta
can't do
say
this
it.
to us. You can't
What?
leave us
Finish it.
Oh,
hanging.
I
Finish
can't
it.
do this to you.
Finish it.
All right, I guess
whatever.
you can if you want, but don't, please.
I've been told by a certain gentleman that I'm familiar with is that the Jaguar and the Porsche are obviously going to outstrip the Dodge. So what the hell kind
To
of
be
race
fair-
are we even going to have?
To be fair,
Because Jason does want to race
Yes.
hindsighters. That's what he wants to do.
the Jag and the Porsche have one advantage over the Dodge. Corners.
Straightaways are the Dodge's specialty.
It's a muscle car.
Yeah, it's a muscle car.
Yes, she is. The Queen Anne's Revenge.
But if you
hindsighters.
turn the wheel to the left, you see there's this thing called understeer. That's going to get you. Me and Mr. Brown, we will turn left and you will go forward.
With a squeal.
And you will hit the sheep in the field.
I've been told by my mechanic boyfriend that I'm being taken for a ride because both of y'all are going to smoke me in this race.
He said that? No.
Yes, he did.
No. No,
You did say that.
Yeah, well, yeah, but because he's really cool and knowledgeable about cars, but that's irrelevant.
It's only the thing that he does for a living.
Yes. No, what we're going to do is all three of us are going to go to a racetrack a little bit north of us. And actually, I didn't mention this to either of you, but the folks from the scuba place,
Oh, God.
they are now, I've told them, we're going to be going north here and we're going to race cars. And I've told them, bring your cars and we're going to have a complete shit show. Everything you can imagine. Dodge Challenger, Porsche Boxster, Jaguar F-Type, and whatever the fuck they want to bring. And we are all going to just...
English Mini? Whatever. Yeah.
Whatever they got.
Why not?
And we are going to tear the shit out of that racetrack.
Oh, my God.
And it's going to be epic.
I'm going to have to take out some extra insurance.
We need to get some GoPro footage of it.
Yes.
And we'll put it through the podcast.
And the insurance thing, don't even bother. Go ahead and ask them.
This is my grandpa's car. I'm not about to fuck
No,
her
it
up
isn't.
on the...
Not anymore.
It's your
You know,
car.
Your
that's-
car, baby.
That's true.
Yeah.
She is in my name. I've got the...
HMS Queen Anne's Revenge.
Yes.
That's you.
That is true.
yours.
That is you.
She is in my
Now,
name.
wait a minute. You have the Queen Anne's Revenge. I have Jezza.
I also have, the other car doesn't count.
What
in
is the
this.
Porsche's name?
The Silver Bullet. It's been the
Okay.
Silver Bullet.
You knew
Alright.
this.
Since
Come
day
on.
one, yeah.
All right. Okay. All right.
Oh, but he hasn't been for a ride in the Silver Bullet. Only Darth Jader's
one
gotten
day.
that privilege.
That's right.
I got to remember how to drive a stick. It's been like... it's been a long time.
It's been a long, lonely time.
When was the last time you drove a stick?
She never has.
Really?
I have to.
You have? I know you've handled a stick, but I didn't know you drove one.
Yikes. I've done both, Mr. Brown. You're jealous that you weren't there either time.
I wasn't there to watch.
Here's my problem. Here's my problem with driving a stick. It's literally from 10 miles an hour to 150 miles an hour, I'm fine.
It's that first.
But from 0 to 10.
Zero to hero,
Yeah.
just like that.
Now, that's the problem I have. I remember driving a stick for the first time at a red light on a hill with a car in front of me and a car behind me going, what do I do?
It is a lost art. It really is.
It really
these
is.
days.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
This will be a fun episode preempting our race, but
Oh,
there
yeah.
was
Also,
a movie
this
at some
movie
point.
sucks.
I don't know. I have to say, what I learned. Oh, they're in the quicksand now.
Oh, it's so depressing.
They're all sinking.
And then, like, the hand, he picks him up, but he's like, he's just going to sell them for parts.
I know he's going to dissect them and rip them apart. That is the morbid part. This is kind of it was a creep show.
Well, that's the thing. Like, speaking as somebody who has literally taken toasters and everything else, God knows my parents owned, and disassembled it and taken the parts out.
stop fondling the toaster. Seriously.
It's so soft and
so
smooth.
weird.
It's nice. It's nice. You should try it.
I shan't.
I shan't and I won't.
I decline.
Oh my God! Look at that car he's driving.
Oh, and so the guy who's collecting the appliances from the mud pit.
Is that Joe Ranft? Is that him?
I don't know. Here's the IMDb. Here you go. But he does, the guy who is collecting the appliances in order to bastardize them into other parts, he does have a dog named Quadruped.
Oh
Which
man!
is very kind of an obvious
It's on the
name for a
nose.
dog. Yeah,
it's on the
very,
nose
it's very
considering
on the nose. Yeah.
you know, talking about his limbs.
Yeah.
But
Organic
whatever.
creature.
Yes. And it's clearly the same guy who voices Rob the Master. Like they only had like 7 people do this entire movie. Clearly, it's okay. But
And it didn't really make much money at the time.
no,
But it eventually, the Disney Channel
Well, on Disney, even the original is not available right now.
Really?
Really. It's Brave Little Toaster to the Rescue that's available right now.
Are we watching something too racy?
We're watching the original Brave Little Toaster.
Is that Phil Hartman that did the lamp?
Phil Hartman,
too?
yes, he did. He was the HVAC. So, Jason, do you want to further depress our listeners and tell them what the hell happened to Phil Hartman?
No.
Okay. Look it
Neither
up.
in the movie nor in reality. I don't want to relive that.
Seriously, go on Wikipedia, look it up.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's horrible.
But let me ask you this, though. I will ask you this. Where were you when you found out
about Phil Hartman?
Yeah.
I was older. Like, it was way after the fact of what happened to him.
Okay.
I didn't know when it happened because I was not of
I was
age.
in my living room listening to it on the radio in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I'll never forget.
So John Lovitz told you.
Yes. Yeah, John Lovitz, the official radio.
Yeah.
In his voice, he told me.
The only radio that exists.
I was actually with LJ and another friend of mine.
I think you mean AJ.
Oh, my God.
I know I messed that up.
That is so sad.
I'm sorry, LJ. I didn't mean it.
He doesn't listen, so it's fine.
But I respect him more than I respect you. So whatever.
That's good. That's good. No, we were on a vacation. We were all in college. We went to Florida. We were in Kissimmee, St. Cloud.
Yeah.
And I was cooking dinner for everybody else. And I had the radio on. Mm-hmm. And it came across the radio.
And Phil Hartman
Was done, yeah.
Yeah.
been
I remember
And
that.
I remember it. I can close my eyes and remember the room I was in. It was like Kennedy dying, which is so weird. Because it's like, well, it wasn't the president. It was Phil Hartman.
No, I mean, I remember where I was when I heard that Robin Williams died. Like,
Yeah.
it just, it broke my heart.
Which is still not right. It's still not right.
No, it still sits with me, and it's never going to sit right with me ever. And
it's been like 8 or 9 years now, hasn't it?
How long has it been? I don't even know.
Because I kept the Time. I still have the Time magazine, which gave a kind of a history of his life, but time just flies. It's amazing.
I mean, Phil Hartman.
Was that like 95? Was that on or about that time? I remember.
Yeah. Well, no. I went to college in '96.
oh my
okay.
God, Robin Williams died in 2014.
See, I told you.
Six years ago, or 7 years ago.
7 years ago.
Would you mind?
hear?
Would
Phil
you mind
Hartman,
looking?
yes,
Yeah, look
of
up when
course.
did Phil Hartman die?
Not a
And
problem.
it was so tragic. It was so horrible, and it was so complete. Because it's like you find out.
1998.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
98.
I was
23 years ago? Am I doing that
just
right?
hit double digits when Phil Hartman died.
Am I right, though? So, wait,
Yeah.
23.
Yeah, 98. So you're correct.
That's
my
like
God.
that's like in a lifetime.
That's right.
I've got to stop picking movies. Well, it's not okay.
What
This
the
one's not
lady?
my fault because Brian's song was where we got the most poignant recently.
John Lovitz is still alive.
Yes, he
and he
is.
is still working, and
He's
that's what I'm
hilarious.
holding on to.
I love him, and one of the things
Yeah.
that I remember John Lovitz from is an episode of Friends where Monica, Courtney Cox, was trying to impress him as a chef, and Rachel, Jennifer Aniston, was trying to be the waitress for Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox was so much hotter.
We
So
we
much
know your
hotter.
feelings about the Friends girls, but anyway,
plastic
John
surgery.
Lovitz was the restaurant owner that Courtney Cox was trying to impress, and he was so stoned the entire time that he was at her apartment, and he was like, Cheerios, let's throw those in a bowl of milk and like throw gummy bears, and like he's so stoned, and he's like, grab on fellas, here's a Cheerio. Like,
Cigarette? Sure. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the cigarette.
he's a mess.
Cigarette?
And Jennifer Aniston was like,
Prepare to be smoked.
Jennifer Aniston was like, he's high. Like, he's so high. Oh my God.
Speaking of high.
We have to take a break.
Oh, we do?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know where you were going with
Where
that.
is this going?
No, I
Remember,
was gonna
it's still
say,
a
no,
federal
no.
offense.
I saw the video. We mentioned this like probably 4 or 5 episodes ago. about
You remember something?
Harrison Ford
Okay.
being stoned off his ass.
Oh my.
And
Okay.
actually, this week, I found the clip of Harrison Ford trying to do a voiceover while he was stoned off his ass. Go on YouTube, just look up Harrison Ford stoned.
Jason
It
will
is hilarious.
Jason will insert it in this portion of the episode.
Right here.
I probably won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it. Anyway,
He knows best what he will do.
so the point of the
Learn
movie
to edit.
fine. The point of the movie at which we find ourselves hindsighters is the fact that the poor appliances, they fall into a mud pit after they, try to cross a river with a waterfall. And Kirby, we have to mention Kirby.
Yes.
He's so heroic. He dives in into the river to find, and this is where the power chords are sort of problematic. Logic sort of
Suspension of
loses.
disbelief.
Yes, exactly. Because Kirby launches himself off of the ravine to go dive in after Blanky, Lampy, Radio, and Toaster. And then they unfortunately find themselves in a chop house where, what Jason was saying is that you can use their guts for another part, for another, appliance, whatever.
This movie should never, ever be shown to an actual human child.
Well, I
Because
grew
it
up
will-
on this. It explains
will-
a lot about me,
It
hindsight.
will give them a complex when you go like, my mouse is broken. I shall throw it away now.
Seriously,
No, you can't.
Well, I have a story about this because my dad, I used to have this 101 Dalmatians trash can that went in my bathroom when I was a kid. And my dad broke it
I know
on
where this is going.
accident. He broke it on accident when he was fixing something in my bathroom. And when he was like,
So wait, your dad was trying to keep the house from burning down, and he broke a fucking
burning
garbage.
down? What are you talking about?
Well, what was he
He's
fixing?
making it a little more dramatic.
I
proceed.
guess.
Your dad
whatever.
was doing something important, accidentally broke a kid's fucking garbage can.
Yes, and so he's addressing my mother, and he's like, Janet, what should I do with this? And I was like, oh my gosh, and he was like, no, Jade, no tears over a garbage can. No. And I was like,
You were fresh off of My Little Toaster.
yeah,
that.
it
My
must
Little
have been.
Toaster, yeah.
And I was like, everything in my world is so real.
Fucking
This
fucking
garbage
brave
can will be
little
waiting for
toaster.
me, the master, to come back for it.
The
gonna be so
master is
sad.
displeased with you.
No, I had a coworker who messed with me, and this was way more real. So I had a boyfriend many years ago who gave me
Syphilis?
Toaster.
ew.
Gonorrhea?
I said toaster.
Y'all made it so much worse.
I said toaster.
So
I made it real.
a Sheriff Woody doll from Toy Story.
Gave her a Woody.
You've got a
I'm gonna
friend in
hate
me.
you.
Oh, this could go south so quickly.
It already did.
So quickly.
Hindsighters, they've ruined this whole episode for me. Can someone help me, please?
No, there
Look at
is
that
no
phone.
help
How many
for you. There is
buttons are
no
on that
help
phone?
for you.
I give up.
No. So anyway, there was a Woody that was in you.
Who cares?
And what happened? He was given to you by a friend.
No one cares.
Did penicillin cure it? I mean, that's the question.
His name is Woody. And the song is You've Got a Friend in Me.
They make me sad, Hindsighters.
I never went to such a dark place as when I met these two people.
Oh yeah, he's blaming this on me now. That's-
You're the one who brought up Woody being a friend in you.
I actually think, in serious terms,
Yes.
that this movie is more scarring than the Holy Mountain. I think it was wrong.
Good.
I think it was wrong about the Holy
I got
Mountain.
tears in my eyes right
The Holy
now.
I
Mountain.
hate both of you.
The Holy Mountain is
sincerely.
like nothing compared to this.
Good.
This is the most scarring movie
Good.
I've ever seen.
Excellent.
I need a safe word.
Nah, I think you've already ruined my night for me. So
Banana? Anyway.
Potato. Well, anyway, now this is when it really starts getting crazy because the appliances have made it back to the master's house, but the master's left to go get them at the house that they just left.
Yeah, exactly. This is when the entire movie goes into a very dark place.
Yes.
Indeed.
Well, because this is when you've got like a guy and he's like his arm is stuck in the trash compactor, carnival of souls kind of thing.
Yeah. It's almost like the ending of the Sylvester Stallone movie, when he got on the hook and went through the fire.
No, I will tell you, when I watched this in preparation for this episode,
Preparation H.
the scene...
Operation Wang Chung, ass.
Yeah. The scene where the toaster throws himself into that machine and is just crushed and
into the compactor.
It's so
I already asked you guys about that.
Why did you ask us?
horrible.
Ask us again.
I said,
That was touching.
God, you guys suck.
It's like he threw himself on the grenade to save his people.
I asked you who was the bravest of the appliances.
I thought it was the toaster.
The movie's called The Brave Little Toaster.
I still say it's the blanket.
Okay, but we never got back to that because y'all got perverted and weird, and that's what happens on this show. So hold on. So who's the bravest? The lamp, because he, gets the lightning strike in the battery to recharge the battery.
Yeah.
2, Kirby, who waterfall rescues everyone else. He jumps off a ravine to go jump into water as an appliance to save his fellow appliances.
Kiss of death for most electrical products.
Now, the toaster has 2 votes of confidence because here's what he's the first one who says, we're going to go find the master. It's his idea in the first place. Second of all, he's the one who throws himself into the trash compactor in order to save the master from crushing his hand.
You're right.
So who's the bravest appliance? But you're saying blanket.
But the blanket is a baby.
He's not a baby. It's just the fact that he's been treated like a baby. He gets snuggled.
Well, I know, but I feel like for the blanket to go anywhere.
The blanket. Look at him. He is
You
cute.
look
He
at
loves the master.
For the blanket to do anything out of its comfort zone, I feel like it's like a huge emotional investment. Because it's a baby. It's a tiny little thing, and it's like...
But the master is his whole world. The fact that
Yeah, true.
It doesn't even occur to Blanky to do anything beyond... Because what they do in the beginning is that Blanky almost goes into stroke mode where he's like, oh, there's a car coming. And the rest of the appliances listen to him and they stack on top of each other in order to be like, oh, there's a car coming. Let's see if it's the master. And then the Blanky realizes that it's not the master and he starts to cry. But it never occurs to Blanky that they can leave the house and go find master. It's the toaster who comes up with that idea.
So you said the toaster is the bravest.
No, I'm asking you two.
Well, my
who
opinion,
you think is the bravest.
He's with the blankie.
I feel like
He's
the blanket...
committed to the blankie.
I feel like it's like, Jesus, for this thing to do anything out of its comfort zone,
The
anything
blankie, okay.
is pretty brave. It's like...
But he's also the most emotionally invested. So does that count? Is it a sliding scale?
It's a
see what you're
variable.
saying. I
It's
see
a
what you're
variable
saying.
in the
Because,
equation.
I see what you're saying.
With
Yes.
Kirby is still committed to the master. He's the vacuum. But
I don't think Kirby really gives a shit.
He does, because when they break the picture of the master, when the glass shatters in the frame picture that they have, Kirby's like, oh no. They all care about the master. It's just that you have to wonder what the tiers are. So, Blanky, for instance, obviously snuggle with the master every day. The lamp is there by his side every day. the radio's there by his side every day. But then Toaster is just down in the kitchen, and they have
Cooking
nice
fucking
moments.
toast.
They
Yeah.
have moments where like meh, he does jam out on his tongue, and then Kirby. You never see an interaction between Master and Kirby.
Okay,
So-
I see where I totally get where you're going.
So
I
like
totally do. I feel like the blanket is just a baby, and it's like a puppy dog, and the puppy is like
it's just attached. Like
where is Mama? Where is Daddy?
where'd he go?
Right. Yeah. And for a puppy to go into the wilderness, into a world it has no idea about,
That takes a very deep attachment.
I feel like that's very brave. And I'm giving Blanky, look, and then he's drinking margaritas. He's getting laid, I mean, he's
Okay.
Now, for our listeners, they have arrived at the city house, and there's a lot of modern appliances, and they're the oldie-fashioned appliances.
Yeah.
And there seems to be a bit of a rivalry between them.
There is some
jealous.
racism.
There's jealousy.
There's racism.
Yeah,
I think.
It's the city slickers against the hayseeds.
I think we've
Exactly.
somehow actually. Oh no, this is the music sequence. I was like, is this Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars? Because it was out in space for a second. But
Dude,
it's so
the
hilarious how
friggin-
80s this sequence is.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. The food processor, literally, go and look at it. He pukes food into a glass.
Yeah, yeah. And
if
then
I-
someone eats it.
Yeah, and if
It's
I'm
like a fraternity
yeah,
thing.
exactly. And I'm like, dude, I'm a toaster. I just cook the toast and they take it. I don't puke toast.
Well, that makes me think
Yeah.
of Calvin and Hobbes, because there's a strip of Calvin and Hobbes where Calvin's talking to Hobbes and he's like, look, you put bread in and toast comes out. And Hobbes is like, where does the bread go? And Calvin's like, I don't know. That's the brilliance of it.
Fuck, man. Calvin and Hobbes
so
were
trippy.
stoned. They were stoned the whole time.
No,
Yes,
don't
they
you
were.
dare. Don't you dare. I love that. I love that comic strip.
So are the peanuts.
So anyway, so all the appliances do actually finally brave their way to Rob's house in the city, and the new appliances literally kick them out into the dumpster.
Into a dumpster.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
Very much like other movies
Yeah.
that are made by Pixar, right?
Yeah.
Aw.
Pixar movies are fucked up.
they have
Yeah.
children,
Yeah.
blindsiders.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this, but
The first time that my son ever said the word fuck. Okay.
and how old is he?
No,
Just so
wait,
we
hang on a
know.
second. He's 11. He went and saw. My wife took him to go see Toy Story 4.
And this is why Jason told Darth Vader not to watch this movie, Hindsiders.
And my son, who was probably 9 at the time, he comes home and he goes,
There's a little spot on there. I'm a little worried. I can't return it if it's
yeah, it's
soiled.
Walmart, they're fine.
Yeah,
Your
okay.
son, Jason.
My son came home and he said, they broke up the Roundup gang. Fuck those guys. and I went,
Okay.
That's fine.
Woody's Roundup.
no, they
Come
broke
on,
up the
it's time
fucking
to
Roundup
play.
gang.
I know,
Fuck
I know
you,
exactly
Pixar.
who he's talking.
Fuck you.
There's Jessie, the yodeling cowgirl. I
Not
know
anymore.
exactly who he's
Not
talking.
anymore.
Oh, no.
Because Woody's back with his old girlfriend and all of
Bo
his
Peep?
friend. Yeah.
Bo Peep.
Yeah.
See, you told me not to watch the rest of the movie, so
No,
I haven't.
he hooked up with Bo Peep. She blew him, and then he said, "Oh, I'll stay here."
He got what he wanted.
And his
Remember-
buds are all like, "Dude, we were gonna go hang out at like TGI Fridays."
Remember,
and he's like,
I'm
"No,
just
I'm
a-
getting blown by Bo Peep."
Yeah, but Bo Peep was like, I'm just a couple of blocks away.
No shit. Yeah.
Spelling blocks. But-
Important lesson for children.
yeah, apparently. So, now we find ourselves, unfortunately, in the junkyard with the appliances. So
This is when the pressure rises.
It really
the
does.
tension gets high.
This is
It
when it
does.
gets real screwed up.
and you get a really
yeah.
depressing song number.
Yes. This is when cars choose to go and get crushed.
Well,
Because apparently,
one
Yes.
car chooses that.
Yeah.
So,
apparently he's suicidal.
well, because some of them are just like, I was part of this rally and I was part of this race, and it's just they had such pride in their history, and then they're just being crushed at the junkyard now, and it's so depressing.
Go to CarMax. They'll sell you to somebody. Somebody will buy you. I promise you, someone will buy this old car.
This is the worst movie for a hoarder, I think, because they would never get rid of anything.
No, yeah.
My toaster will be so sad if I throw it away.
Says the man who bought a toaster for this episode.
Yes.
Can we destroy the toaster?
No. This toaster.
No,
it's alive.
Can I hit it with my car?
No, not the Jaguar. We don't want to hurt the Jaguar.
Okay.
I mean,
With
the
a $12
Dodge
toaster, just think it like flips up and ruptures a brake line or something.
Well, because then I would have to explain it to my wife.
Yeah. What were you doing? Ran over a toaster.
A toaster ran out in the middle of the road.
It's coming right for us.
Yeah.
No, but I think the Dodge would be...
the toaster, when the conveyor belt goes away and he's so small.
I know.
He's this tiny little... Look at him. Look at the car. He's happy to be...
to be demolished. Yeah.
And then, doop. His little cube.
It's weird how this magnet is suddenly on, a frenzy for cars, because that's during this whole musical sequence, that's all he's after. He doesn't come after. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
He doesn't like fossil fuel vehicles.
Yeah.
Now, if they were electrics, he'd be okay with that because he's electric too.
But we have to talk about the
Electromagnetic.
hero of this movie, gentlemen.
Krith?
The television.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
The television, because he's sitting there. He's the one old appliance from the cottage where he used to share space with Kirby, the lamp, the blankie, toaster, radio, all them.
So the people on TV don't exist?
Apparently not. That's why chords also sort of exist and sort of don't.
This is how Maximum Overdrive began.
No, this is how Maximum Overdrive started. But so what happens is that the TV, the one guy on television,
Jose. He's Jose. He spoke Spanish, if I remember. Hey, Joe.
Where are you going with that gun in your hand?
The one appliance that was taken from the cottage to the actual city central.
Look, it's like an old racer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's horrible.
If you're a car lover, skip the ending of this film.
Yes.
Especially when the vet goes in. That broke my heart, the 1964.
But the TV host, Ernie's Bargain Circus, that's the ruse, you big dumb idiot, that he uses to get Rob to go to the junkyard, where he's like, hey, there's all this, awesome stuff, because it turns out that Rob doesn't really want his mother's his new 80s stuff from her apartment.
Which, by the way, is old now.
Yes.
That's the old appliance.
2021, imagine.
Yeah.
And you hear the mother in the background. It's hilarious. She's like, no, I'll just read in the dark if you want to take my stuff.
I can
that's
fix
fine. But so Rob...
Wait, did they just have sex? Was that...
I thought she was
She
putting
just
her
put her
clothes
Was
back.
she
jacket
putting her
on.
clothes back on?
Her jacket.
I think she was topless before the jacket.
She had a
That
yellow
was your
top or
imagination.
something.
Your imagination.
How hard up are you that cartoons are this much of a...
Since 1983? Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Heavy Metal?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I have not.
Hand over fist.
Yes.
Oh my.
You've never seen it?
No.
Oh, there's a lot of things she hasn't
1983?
seen.
I wasn't even born in
Dude,
1983.
Heavy Metal
It is
was
awesome.
That was the movie you saw. You went to spend the night at another kid's house.
You watched Heavy Metal
And he's
on
like,
VHS.
I have a heavy... Oh, my God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, continue, Jade.
I don't even know what I was talking about.
Well, this is what. So once again, the television, Ernie in the TV, got a personality.
That's what I was talking about. Ernie,
Subliminal persuasion. He starts sending
he's
out.
Kevin Nealon.
Was it Kevin Nealon?
He's no,
Mr.
It's not. It's not
You're
actually
right,
Kevin
you're right.
Nealon, but
Mr.
he's Mr. Subliminal. He's
you
like,
must go to the junkyard.
yes, to get all these deals on, because what happens is that Rob is going to college and he's with his girlfriend Chris. He wants to take the old cottage appliances, meaning his lamp, his blankie, the toaster, the Kirby, all that. But then the TV is the one old appliance at the new household. And all the new appliances have said, they've kick the old appliances out. They put them in the dumpster. They're the reason why like Toaster and all the gang are at the junkyard. And so now Rob and Chris are there and they're about to rescue the old appliances. And it's so sad because there's this big magnetic thing that just, it's picking up cars until it's not.
Yeah.
So how does that work, gentlemen? Like, we have this horrible sequence of like cars singing sad songs where it's taking them to the conveyor belt and they all die and get compacted. And then now we're suddenly after the toaster and the blanket.
He's got
Kirby.
a vendetta. He really wants to destroy
He's
that
an
toaster.
ass clown,
He
yes.
is. The magnet is evil.
Yes, he's terrible.
But Chris is pretty hot though. The cartoon girl.
She is.
She is pretty hot.
You just like brunettes.
Not that hot though.
Oh, heavy metal.
Heavy metal.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That
not
we
sure
got.
what's happening.
You know what? We have to do that film.
We do,
We have to do
yes.
it now.
That was such.
You will love it.
That
You
was
will
a
love
coming of age movie.
it. But this is where he discovers a picture of himself, and he's
Rob
like,
discovers a picture
Rob.
of himself in a junkyard, and
the
he
master.
"Could you imagine how freaky that would be?"
He never questions it ever. He's just like, wait a minute, this looks like my old appliance. Oh my God, that is my old appliance. This looks like a picture of me. It is a picture of me, and he never questions it.
How does the movie end? How does it? The ending.
We don't want it to end, but it will have to end.
Can we get to that? Because we're getting to the point where we could take
Fine.
a break, or
No,
we could
no,
just
let's-
No, we can end it.
Let's
it's
wrap
okay.
it up. This is an intense scene because
Everything
the
is
master,
dying.
The master's on the conveyor now,
Yeah,
and he's heading to his death.
yeah, he's gonna die.
He is going to die in a most horrific way. And this is why
Well,
I
he's going
think
to be amputated.
the
in a
brave
most
little
horrific way.
toaster is brave because he has to decide in a split second to throw himself within the cogs of this trash compactor. And he does it, and it crushes him beyond all recognition.
Yes. How the fuck did they get him out of that and redo him as a toaster?
Through the magic of Hollywood.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yes.
I
go,
would
yeah.
only because throughout the whole movie you see that Rob, aka the master, is actually very skilled at
He's
putting his
handy.
appliances. Yeah, he's handy.
Chris even said so.
He's
The-
very,
yes.
very, very good.
He's very good.
He's very good.
Oh my God, that magnet. I hate that
Jesus
magnet.
Christ.
He's like a shark or something. I don't
It's
know.
like
what it-
it's like Hitler.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
it's horrible.
Yeah.
I'm not getting certified for you idiots anymore. Anyway,
Oh, look at how sad the toaster is.
Oh, the toast. Fuck this.
So okay, the toaster's about to be compacted.
That's my
but-
blanket.
Yeah, Rob is like picking everything off the conveyor belt. He's like, "Oh, that's my blankie. That's my."
And the magnet's like mad.
Yeah, the magnet has a vendetta.
Yeah, like he's angry.
Yes, he does. So it's a whole thing. So that being said, the magnet, once Rob picks up enough of the appliances, the magnet actually picks up Rob too, and Rob ends up on the conveyor belt, trapped underneath several heavy pieces of equipment, and like he's trying to fight to keep his own pieces, of
His own
appliances.
possessions.
He's like, "No, I want this back. I want my blankie. I want my toaster." But he winds up on the conveyor belt.
I think more than his hand is going to get crushed. I think
Yeah.
he's a goner.
He's dead.
Here
But-
it's
Yeah.
coming right now. Look.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he winds up underneath heavy
Two
pieces.
brothers are coming.
It's just two brothers.
Manly men.
Stop it. But so Rob is on the conveyor belt. His right arm is about to be crushed.
And he's trapped under a door.
And the toaster climbs up a mountain of trash and he jumps into the
Ironically,
gears.
though, Rob left-handed, so he would have been okay.
You don't know that. You're making that shit up. Hindsighters, don't listen to him right now. He's a liar. Era mentiroso. Anyway, so the toaster...
Here it comes. He's going to take a swan dive right off into the cogs. And,
I can't watch this. No,
So heroic.
I can't watch it.
oh, toasty.
heroic.
Toasty.
No, I'm not watching the fucking toaster.
Oh, and
It's
you're
all
right.
It's over. It's over.
It's over.
And Rob is okay.
Rob's okay.
So,
But the toaster is not.
meanwhile, this is what kills me. Chris, the girlfriend, she is such a pain in the ass because she looks at him like, "Would you cool it? now get down here. You're scaring me to death. And she just walks off. She doesn't ask him if he's okay. She doesn't like offer to help him.
I actually kind of
look at her. She's got a great bod.
I think Chris is probably going, what the fuck, dude? It's a goddamn toaster.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, you could get one at Walmart, from what I understand. Ew. Now I need to wash my hands. I don't know what Mr. Brown has done with this.
It's fuzzy.
Would anybody die or lose their arm for a toaster?
No!
Exactly.
No.
Christian Bale.
Exactly.
Thank you, Christian Bale.
Oh, thank God
Batman
Christian's
wouldn't
here.
do it.
Thank God Christian's here. I'm in so much danger right now.
But look,
good
Toaster's back now. It's a happy ending
Yeah.
in more ways than one.
Because Rob put the toaster back together, and he does that throughout the movie. So he replaces Lampy's bulb.
That's a tough job.
He fixes
Very difficult job to change those bulbs out.
He fixes the air conditioner, Phil Hartman,
Okay, that's a little harder.
who like completely
HVAC,
blows.
yeah.
He blows a fuse because they insult him in the beginning, the other appliances, because they're like, oh, you're just stuck in the wall. And he's like, it's not my fault that the kid couldn't reach my knobs. Like, he freaks out.
Rob is mentally ill and needs professional help.
I'm wondering
Is
if
that
this
why
is
this
all a
movie made you
delusion
cry?
that Rob has.
Yeah. Yeah. I
A
think
psychotic delusion. He
Rob,
ran out of his medication
He's doing this. You know.
with a straight jacket.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what Darth Jader is going to be doing when she goes home.
Roll
tonight.
credits.
Movie's over. We did it. We did it.
High five.
We made
High
it.
five.
We made
High
through this
five.
movie.
High five again.
Yes.
This is Jade high fiving me
Woo! Jade,
symbolically.
the next time I give you a challenge,
Take it.
Just phone it in, for God's sake. Don't do this to us.
Mindy Stern, mother. Mindy Stern is mother.
Really?
Yeah. Mindy Stern. We all know Mindy Stern. Howard Stern's younger sister.
Really?
No, just made that up.
Okay. All right.
All right, take us home, Jade. Take us home.
You have picked the most, seriously, Shivers
That was me.
or this?
Ooh, tough choice.
I'm going to go with this.
As far as what?
I don't ever want to see it again.
You'd rather watch
I would rather watch Shivers. This movie made me feel empty and sad and like emotions a man doesn't want to admit he can feel. Shivers is just like,
You challenge me, Jason. Don't challenge me again.
oh,
This is just my. I know you think that the dog thing on the Holy Mountain is gonna get me. You've already warned me. This is just my mid movie, sir.
and on that.
Once there was a story called You've Got
That's
Mail.
enough. That's enough out of you. And on that bombshell, because you in the audience have no idea where we can go after this. This was the amuse-bouche of bad movies.
They're going down.
Boosh?
I like
you know,
him to amuse my boosh.
Bougie?
You know, like,
Nobody's got a boosh these days.
I
So 70s.
you know what? Just do it. End it. Take us out.
Yeah, take us home.
Hindsighters.
Take us home.
Hindsighters, this has been a devastatingly, heart-wrenchingly,
We made it though. We did
survived.
it.
Yes.
heart-wrenchingly good time.
It took a solid month.
It's
Seriously.
taking even more than
It
that,
took
actually.
us a month to do this movie.
To just sign off of this damn episode. This has been your drive time, your listening time, your brave little toaster time, your BLT time, your Darth Jader pissing off the boys time. Thank you for joining us.
Bacon, lettuce. Okay, sorry.
This has been Darth, Adam, and what's his face? This has been Hindsight
Hi!
and good night.